Yo, what's up, guys? You got pokeaim here. So we're gonna be talking about Generation 8. I got Guardy, Gator, and Moet. They can say hi.
What up?
Nope.
Get a shout out.
And we got Moet here. You not gonna say nothing?
I said hello.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Hello.
All right, thank you. Anyway, so we're not gonna be talking about what I talked about in my video earlier, where I talked about my opinion on the starters and what they want. We're actually gonna be talking about a leak. So if you or a potential leak / theory / fake stuff, who knows? Obviously, if you don't want to get spoiled.
FBI.
Okay. Okay. Obviously, if you don't want to get spoiled, don't listen to this video. I shouldn't have put anything on the thumbnail anyway besides what we already have, what was officially revealed. So there was this post on 4chan, yes, 4chan, that was made a week ago. And it says, Pokemon Sword and Shield. The region is Great Britain. And, you know, so that's you know, UK, obviously based. Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield are real. And then the other stuff is where it gets interesting. The legendary Pokemon are a metal snake and a wooden horse. So let's talk about that real quick. Wooden horse, that's the Trojan horse, right? Obviously.
Yeah, it's the Trojan horse, and the other one is like the Celtic, I forgot what that shit is called.
The Celtic cross? Like, what the hell? Celtic?
Yeah, it has something to do with snakes. I forgot what the fuck it was. I gotta Google it.
So this is some old mythological sword from the stone bullshit? Like, is this where you gonna pull this Pokemon
there's
out?
a Celtic snake god. Here we go.
Where is it? Can you pull that up for me so I can put that on my screen real quick?
Yeah, hold on.
A snake.
It's
god.
like the double-headed snake. Let me see.
All right. Cause
Oh, you mean like
again, guys? We want your opinions on this as well. But
So are you telling me right now they're gonna remake Hydreigon into a legendary Pokemon?
okay,
This is
the
way
Celtic
harder.
Aurora.
yeah, okay, so this is
way harder than Hydreigon.
This is fire.
Oh.
So
Hey, have I seen this in the game?
metal snake,
Oh,
dude.
yeah, I don't care
If I
how it
see a
looks.
two-headed snake that's eating itself while I'm battling it,
I don't care how
that has the audacity to eat itself while I'm battling it. Like, bro, I ain't even a snack, bro. Dude, I'm actually just bored. The dude's bored when he fights me. Yeah, straight up.
That Sprite would be fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That Sprite would be really fire. That'd be clean. The wooden horse, the Trojan horse makes a lot of sense, I think, especially with where we are. So I'd be pretty excited about that. However,
what kind of ability would you use Trojan horse?
it makes sense in a sense that
Weak
like
armor.
where they Gator, go on with that.
Okay.
Prove me wrong.
Hold on a second. I like that.
What
What kind of stats would you give it though? A wooden horse with weak armor?
Hey, I don't know.
This thing sounds garbage. You know, they put a wooden horse in this game. It sounds trash.
It was Troy, right? Like that was where the Trojan horse was, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, they probably going
And
to
it was the Greek that built it, right? I'm just gonna Google this. Yes. Okay.
I think.
So I'm looking at this Trojan horse picture.
I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
Copy image address. I'm not gonna lie. This looks hard. This looks type hard. It actually doesn't make as much sense for what we're talking about.
But it's gonna look stupid in Pokemon,
Yeah.
no matter how hard this photo was.
So the
It
only
was like
reason
a pinata or
I think the only reason it makes like pseudo sense is because of the name of the game, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, right? So the metal snake, is the metal snake considered the shield? Or no, the wooden horse would be considered the shield, correct?
Yeah.
Right, and
Because
the
it's
snake would be
literally
the sword.
the snake would be the sword. So like that would be like it, straight up thing. But it does look like a pinata.
Or they'll probably do the stupid thing, like Black and White, where they reverse the starters.
Yeah.
Well, Black and White, they had to do that because their box art was lazy.
Yeah. But ignoring that opinion, if we're talking about like Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, I guess part of the reason like I'm having trouble. Also, I mean it's a leak at that, so take it at with a pinch of salt, grain of salt, whatever. But
you tell me right now, look at this horse, and then look at this snake monster above it. How do they possibly compete with one another?
I mean,
What do you mean?
it's the
One's fat, one's fast.
it's the immovable. What's it called? What's that term? Immovable.
The
That
irresistible
horse is-
force versus the immovable
That's not what
object.
that is.
That horse is dry as hell. I could burn
That horse got
thing
nothing
right now.
but hate.
That horse
There's
is literally
nothing
a snake.
immovable
And,
about
you
this
know,
horse.
like, That's a snake
Yeah, it's
horse.
the immovable object versus the irresistible. No. What? That's the same
What
thing.
the hell are you saying?
An immovable object
How?
and an irresistible force type thing, right? Like, because the sword, bro, the thing protects them, right? And that's how they got in. That's how
What?
they
The
snuck-
Trojan horse was like a decoy. But
Yeah, it was
they
a
hid the
decoy.
people in there.
I
The
know.
horse is
they
a
was
snake.
hiding in the horse.
The horse
and
is
when
the
they
snake,
opened-
yo. You straight.
And then
hey,
when they opened up the horse, they slaughtered all the
hey, bro, straight
The
up, just fuse the
horse is the
legendaries.
snake.
Bro, straight up fuse the legendaries,
No.
bro. Give me a horse with 3 snakes on its tail, just whipping back and forth. Give me some Medusa type.
So
No, let's go back to let's go back to Britain. Let's go back to the UK where we're at, because like now the more I'm thinking about it, like it makes sense in a sense with what he's talking about with armored, which is something else that they're talking about, armored evolutions, which we'll get onto in a second. But I don't like when we look at the logo, right? The logo typically has something to do with the legendary Pokemon. So if we look at why can't
Really?
I- doesn't it? It usually has like an emblem or something with them, doesn't
Let me
it?
pull a Pokemon Black.
Like if
and
you look at
White.
Pokemon X and Y, it's literally Xerneas and Yveltal.
Let me pull a Black and White and let me check.
Okay, hold on. I just missed that whole thing. What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to talk about the logo looking versus what the actual Pokemon is.
So you're saying the snake is gonna look like a sword?
So
It's probably gonna have like
okay.
a crest on the top of its head, and then
Why this-
I
on
think I
the
get
chest
what
of the
Joe's
horse, it's
saying.
gonna be the shield.
because there's normally not just a silhouette behind it. Normally they show you.
Yeah, like if you look at the Pokemon X and Y logo, right? You know, obviously one is easily seen as Xerneas and the other one's easily seen as Yveltal. Even their design just looks straight up like that. Like this is literally Xerneas' antlers. That's literally Yveltal as well. Like you put a little face on that thing, that's Yveltal.
Don't abuse that. Don't abuse the bird.
Okay. my
Oh,
bad.
okay.
My
So
bad.
no, it makes way more sense because if you go back and look at it at the old ones, they had no creativity whatsoever. They just threw whatever they wanted to on that bitch. And then at X and Y, they did the little cutesy thing with the X and Y, and now they're
And
like,
Sun
hold
and
on.
Moon did it too.
Oh, okay. Sun and Moon did it too.
Yeah, they did. So
And
if-
now they're like, okay, we can't just show everything off.
because
tops.
when I look at Pokemon Sword and Shield, I'm thinking we get, you know, like a wolf type sword Pokemon and a wolf type shield Pokemon, right? Like if you look at the logos itself, that would make sense, right? It'd be something with swords or some type of fighter versus some
I mean,
type of shield.
those
Why do
are
you
just
do
crests.
a wolf
But-
type?
but-
That's more so.
Yeah. You're right. They're crest as well. You're right. But it goes on what they were saying, how they're armored Pokemon, right? So they could be seen as maybe knights itself. So like in that sense, I don't know how the
So then, are you taking anything into effect of how the sword has a slash through it and the shield has all these little spikes at the end? Are you taking anything from that?
I mean, I think this is just I don't know. It could be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot to
It
this.
could
ending.
be. Yeah, it could be.
Nothing.
I don't know. There's a lot to like. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot to get in, like to think about, like for this. I don't know. Well, the shield having like little spikes and thorns reminds me of like a rose type thing. So I could see like a wooden Pokemon type thing going. Fine. I don't know.
I
That's,
looked at the
We're
sword
typing with
logo.
these. It's okay. So the
this
metal
is a metal snake, so it'd be steel. It'd be
So
steel.
steel.
Stealing what though? Stealing grass?
It'd just be steel.
Bro, it could be pure steel.
can't
It could just be pure
steel.
steel. It's a sword.
Why not?
A sword is literally a sword is a good sword is made of what?
What's-
Iron?
But it's a snake.
I mean, a
Sword
good
is
sword.
stealing
If we
grass.
being real, a good sword is made of diamond and it's enchanted. But like,
When was the last legendary that was just pure typing?
You talking about box legendary?
Yeah, box legendary.
Arceus was never a box legendary.
Yeah, no.
Um,
Damn, hold on.
I guess Suicune technically. Suicune's one that comes to
Yeah,
mind for Crystal.
Suicune is.
But that was a spin-off. That's the only, and not spin-off, but that's not this though. That's I wouldn't compare.
I mean,
that.
Xerneas and Yveltal. Oh, Xerneas is right there. Xerneas is
Fairy,
Oh
literally
yeah.
right there.
Okay.
Xerneas is pure fairy, but then again, that was the introduction of fairy type too. So I don't think they would have.
So they're gonna introduce snake typing, is what you're
They're
saying.
not going to introduce snake typing.
Yeah, just
What I'm
leave
trying to say is because.
Or what if they introduce the wood type? Dude, they might
So
do that.
so we were
They
talking.
might-
So yeah, okay.
the
So
wood
so
type?
dude, I don't
Okay.
I don't disagree
type
with that.
sounds lit.
I think I was talking about in a video of Shofu sound, light, wood are like probable typings if they did do one. But I don't know. Like, what would wood type be? What's the difference between wood type and grass type?
There
Wait,
you go.
why would
freaking
they bring in
Naruto.
wood though? Wood doesn't.
Okay, I know now. I did look at. Okay, I knew you were gonna say Naruto one.
There it is. That's your difference right there.
But-
Clear
Shut
difference.
up.
I don't
Wood is
see a
broken.
huge thing. You're still doing stuff with trees. You're still doing stuff with just similar to grass type. If anything,
But that's Pokemon's always been around elements though. So wood's not an element.
You talking about some
What
fairy
is an
element,
element?
dog?
Yeah.
What's the
I
combination?
mean, fairy
Yeah,
like
it's a.
as weird as it sounds, fairy could be a sort of element. If you could twerk it that way, you could definitely twitch and twerk a fairy into an element.
I can see
Sound
that. I
like
can see
you
that.
reaching.
It's definitely a reach.
It's not.
but-
It's not. I mean, if we're talking about knights and stuff too, dragons, fairies, things like that come to mind as well when it comes to knights. So maybe like some type of metal. Okay, what would you want the secondary typing on a snake? Would you want it to be steel poison? Is that what you're thinking? Because it's a snake type thing. Or
No, so I
wouldn't want steel poison personally. I
Really
do.
steel wood type.
Okay, no, that's the wood. We're talking about the wooden horse and the
They're
snake
both gonna
versus the
be wood.
snake. No, they're not gonna be wood. I don't think wood is a type. Wooden horse is probably grass.
I mean, I feel like it almost has to be metal dragon
Like for a snake.
Dragon?
For a
for
snake.
the snake. Yeah, for the snake.
Well,
I feel like it's kind of locked into
If it's
it.
a snake, dude, you think of Superior. Superior is a snake and it's a grass type. So that's why I thought grass made sense, like steel grass. But I wouldn't mind pure. I wouldn't mind pure steel either. What do you think, Garden?
Double grass types. Is that what
Pure
you're telling me?
steel.
Yeah,
Oh.
potentially double grass.
That sounds disgusting.
I mean, I don't like that, especially like in Ubers too much. I don't like grass as a typing at all in Ubers. But obviously they don't.
But
Yeah,
it's a
it's like
snake,
that.
so it's gonna get glare, and if you make it grass, it's gonna leech seed. It's gonna be superior and better.
It could be. It's literally ferrothorn, steel grass.
Grass.
Then again,
It's gonna be a
the
snake.
ferrothorn is literally the grass type that's the exception in it. But if it's based on a snake, it's gonna be the sword, right? It's gonna be the offensive one. So I don't know how well of a support mon it would be like that. I mean, snake can be a bunch of things, dude. Snake can be ground as well. Look at Zygarde. And snake can be
The
dragon.
Zygarde is cheating. Let's be real. That's cheating.
So
What you
can we
mean?
gather anything from this game off of games that also did like contrary things like Black and White or?
Nope.
I mean, we don't know enough yet. We do not know enough yet, for
I
sure.
mean, like,
But wooden horse, then what typings, Gardy, what typing would you say if it was there? Like just in itself?
If it's a wooden horse,
Yeah.
they're probably gonna do some grass ground shenanigans.
Okay, I can agree completely with that.
shit.
Gator, you
Sure.
said wood typing?
Don't write down wood type.
I'm not-
wood typing.
Please.
Okay, if they did not add a new typing, what would you say?
Well, what's the wood typing combination in Naruto? What is it? Like earth and water or something? There you go. Groundwater type. GG.
Groundwater.
Mo, what do you think?
That's not that doesn't just seem like a legendary typing.
Gator, isn't that mud? What?
No,
Yeah,
it's wood.
that's
Wait,
just-
it's wood. That's wood, bro. That's wood. That's what a tree is. Or is it rock?
It's mud.
Bro.
A tree is earth and water.
The best
So
part
there you
about
go.
this video is you're gonna trigger so many people.
Good. Dude, I'm playing League of Legends right now. You asked me to be here. I said I got Elo the game.
It actually is earth and water.
It is
Jesus.
earth and water? Nice. Okay, so
Yeah.
it could be that could be cool, like a swamper type thing. What about you, Moet?
This series sucks.
The wood horse? I don't know. I think it's gonna be trash though.
Okay.
It's gonna be trash. That's the only two things I can see about.
I mean, I can see it like that. Who knows though? We thought Ferrothorn's typing was kind of trash too. Literally at first.
Wait, who thought that?
It was literally okay. We were young, bro. Immediately, we thought it was amazing defensively, but we all thought Ferrothorn would be a beast offensively. Hey, we thought that mon was gonna be fast and strong. It was not. It was not.
Hey, you might. I did not think that. I saw that thing. I thought immediately Fortress. That's immediately what I thought.
Yeah, I came to
Which
mind.
is
too.
better.
So for me, I agree with Gardy. Grass ground, and for the metal snake, I'll start with me. Steel poison is something that comes to mind. Steel dragon, steel grass, and steel ground. Those are the four I think that come to mind for me. What about you, Mo?
What is another steel Dialga?
Steel dragon? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Like,
gonna be.
It says wooden horse. That might have nothing to do with Trojan horse at all.
That's true.
Yeah.
If we think about it, like
Wait, is there a dragon
Noel?
grass
Type
type?
Noel looks like a Trojan
Oh no,
horse,
it's a metal type.
and it's literally normal.
Wait,
It's a
wait,
metal
wait, wait,
type.
wait, wait, wait. Oh my gosh. Grass
figured it out?
dragon, when it armors, then that's when it becomes the metal snake. That's what I'm calling right
So
now.
it has like an ability like Minior or
So it starts off as grass dragon, no, but it does its armor thing, like whatever this new Pokemon does, Ultra Burst or whatever that bullshit is. It does it. It becomes its armored version, and it loses either the grass or the dragon. And
so you
becomes-
think it has like a form, a shield
I'm
form and
gonna
a sword
throw
form.
up.
Bro,
Exactly.
okay, Gardy, but on the real though, his analysis is not terrible. Like based
It's
on
not. That's why I'm throwing.
that's
it.
actually
It
interesting.
actually makes sense.
That's really interesting because if you think of Sun and Moon also to Ultra Sun and Moon, Solgaleo took literally Necrozma's body, same thing, or like it absorbed. Necrozma took Solgaleo's body to be more precise, and then we got Ultra Necrozma, Duskmane, and Dawn Wings. So that's an interesting.
Oh, they're gonna come. Wait, no, they're not gonna.
They're not gonna
Yeah,
combine.
look at him.
They're not gonna combine, bro. We're not about to fight a sword and a shield as an actual thing. We already got Aegislash. Okay, so the next one. Let's talk about armored evolution. So one thing I wanted was obviously I'm a huge fan of regional variants. So I don't know if armored evolutions necessarily fall under that. I don't think they do. I think of armored evolutions more so as megas almost, megas, and you know obviously ultra bursts. So armored evolutions maybe like a boost in attack and defense, which makes sense because the game is sword and shield, right? So sword is typically attack, shield is defense. Maybe not a boost in speed, maybe slowing down your speed.
Wait, you're talking about what the armored evolution is gonna do for you?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. And it says armored Charizard, armored Mewtwo, armored Flygon, armored Zeraora.
So what did the
Those
Mega
are all
do exactly?
relatively fast Pokemon.
Yeah, they are.
The Mega added a total of 100 to your stats.
Megas did whatever they wanted to do. They did not add a total of 100. Heracross went from whatever it was to 504 attack. So I don't think they
No, but they also took things away. Like the net positive was 100, wasn't it? It was something along those lines. So I'm thinking that they're probably gonna do something along those lines again, where you're gonna get a net positive of a certain amount, but since it's armored, I think
speed will go down, right?
it's gonna be more defensive based.
Exactly. Defense and offense is literally what comes to mind for me. Yeah, I agree completely with that. I do think again, like if it's armored based, I mean obviously there's light armor as well, which you can run on. Dude, Guardy, I was thinking about this. I
just realized it. I'm like, wait a minute.
I was legitimately thinking about this, bro. That's
Until I
fire.
see it, this armor shit is bullshit.
Was this Lucario, the Lucario movie?
Yeah, the Lucario movie.
Yeah. I was legitimately thinking about this movie, bro.
Oh my God.
So it's a pretty cool idea. Like I don't mind. Like if that's what they're gonna do as their new thing for the generation, right? It doesn't sound as broken as. We don't know what it does actually, so I can't say it doesn't sound as broken.
You have one word to go off of.
Yeah, armor, literally armored.
That could be anything.
Yeah,
that could double the stats. Remember who was it that thought that Zygarde complete form was about to have
CBB
double?
thought it had double literally every single stat. Every
That might be
single
what
stat.
armor does. Just double it up.
if they come out looking like this picture, I'm done with Pokemon. All right.
I mean, no, dude, it's literally armor. Like, what's the best you could do with it? But I do think again, if armored is a real type of thing, it would be
I think
because it also because when I think of armor as well, I think of knights, right? I think of knights, and sword and shield definitely makes me think of knights. So I could see that being their new type of thing for the generation. As I mentioned before, yeah, as I mentioned before, I said I didn't really want a new thing to attract the generation, right? I would be fine with megas being gone. I'd be fine with these things being gone.
I like the idea in this leak that Gator posted earlier that says some forms get sword and shield forms, and the idea might be that armored forms are one of them. That might be the shield form. And that there might also be a sword form as well.
Yeah. So do you think that it might also drop typing and add steel type? Because the last thing on this thing says Melton ties into armored evolution and legendary lure.
I don't know about that.
You don't think it would add steel type? You think it would just be defensive?
That's where
all of them? Because that's just dumb.
That brings the combination back to what I thought of, where I'm saying the legendaries are going to be whatever they're going to be. I think it's going to be grass dragon for the metal snake and then some other bullshit for the horse. They'll combine with Meltan. Boom, that's their final form.
I'm not trying to combine shit with Meltan.
Oh, you're gonna combine.
And the way Melmetal looks as well. Let's go. That boy melts. That boy melts when you get him. It's literally
you
melt.
gonna combine with that bullshit, all right?
Pour some liquid metal on your mons.
Hey man, get stronger, dude. It works with Ultra Necrozma. Duskmane. Them boys fuse. Fusion seems to be like a thing for Pokemon, but we haven't officially like.
Yeah. That's where it seems like it's going.
Yeah.
Didn't I say that? I said that earlier in chat. Look, so we have fusions, all right, for Sun and Moon, and now we have synchros, and Melton's a tuner. and then you can have more and more tuners.
Can you get out of here?
I would share Yu-Gi-Oh.
Go full blown Yu-Gi-Oh up here.
I can see. I mean, I can see it happen. Like, if Armored is their new thing, It's interesting that this came out literally a week ago before, and I mean, he got the first 2 things right, so this is the only reason why we're actually, caring it all. Obviously, it's 4chan, again, take it with a grain of salt, it's whatever. This is more just a theory video where I just want to talk about it, but Armored Evolutions, I still think is a cool thing. Now, let's talk about, do you think if Armored Evolution is a thing, let's say it does boost, if you're Armored Sword form, it boosts your attack, if you're Armored Shield form, it boosts your defense. I really hope if that is the case, a Pokemon is locked into one specific form, because it'd be a pain.
Nope, I'm switching.
Because,
Wait, so do you think they would call it Armored Evolution no matter what?
It doesn't have to be Armored. It could be whatever, like Knight's Evolution, whatever it wants to be called, right? But assuming this is a thing, right? I really hope it's not like Ultra Necrozma, where I have to guess, okay, is this opponent running Ultra Necrozma Z and he's gonna Ultra Burst here, so he outspeeds my Pokemon that can knock him out, or is he running the Solgaleo Z, whatever it is, to do this? So I really hope it's not that.
Think about it. It's like Pokemon, so they gotta make it as fun and exciting as possible. Which means they gotta.
You're gonna be able to Mega, Z-Move, and Armor.
That's what I was literally getting to.
That's
what I was literally getting to. Like, are you able to have an Armored Pokemon, a Mega Pokemon, and a Z-Move user on your team?
No, I think Mega's done. I think Mega's dead. I don't think.
Bro,
there's gonna be.
Bro, look how they did Mega and Let's Go. They're about to do that same thing in Gen 8.
Yeah. Where you don't need an item, it'll just be a key thing. Bro, you're gonna have 4 options when you click on a Pokemon. You're gonna have.
What if you can just click all of them immediately?
Bro, I would definitely press down on my Switch to try and do that too.
Because while I think Pokemon is heading towards a more fun direction, they are also paying more attention to the competitive scene.
To VGC, yes.
Specifically to VGC. And they're not gonna completely break the game open.
Yeah, no,
they
for sure.
do want the end story to be fun. So I think that it's gonna be more like how they did in Mewtwo, and how Mewtwo has Mewtwo X and Mewtwo Y, and Charizard has.
Mewtwo also has an armored form, like literally when it.
That's what I'm saying. So I think Mewtwo is gonna have. I think all these Pokemon are gonna have armored forms and sword form. Be able to go buck wild, and you're gonna have to choose between, oh no, is this boy about to go shield form on me or a sword form?
I do hope that if that's the case, you can't have a Mega and an armored Pokemon on a team at the same time. But if you can, again, I do hope, like, let's say when Armored Charizard comes to mind, I want to say that Armored Charizard could only be Armored Charizard, like let's say it's sword form, right? So it can only be more offensive in that way, right? You can't, there's no possibility to have an Armored Charizard shield form, because there's already the 50-50 of what Charizard it is on X or Y, and then there's also this armored thing, right? But if it can be either sword or shield, right? Let's say I just set up with my Dragon Dance Mega Tyranitar, right? And I'm fighting an Armored Charizard, and I go for Stone Edge, and that boy Mega evolves into Armored Charizard Shield form, right? Gets part Steel typing. Boy takes 50% and knocks me right out in reverse with some fighting type attack, maybe Brick Breaker or whatever. I don't know, whatever. I'd be pretty pissed if because
is this the game Pokemon adds 3 typings?
No, we were talking about that. I wouldn't mind at least a legendary with 3 typings. I would not mind.
I would.
Or like a Steel type, or like a.
How do you even balance that?
I don't know. What do you think about more of Dhelmai's type abilities though? An ability that gives you stab on a 3rd move. I think that could be pretty cool for armored Pokemon too. If they didn't actually outright boost attack or defense, though I think Sword and Shield literally does that. Like every single game where you put on armor, it buffs something. That's how armor works.
That's
literally how armor works. That's the point of wearing it, right? So what do you think about like that type of thing?
About what?
Damn, I forgot what I said.
You said nothing.
Did I not?
You said armor boost stats. Like, yeah, I hope it boosts some stats.
What do you think about the limit, rather? Because I just don't want that 50-50.
What I don't want to happen is where it gives the same type of buff to every Pokemon. Like in some way. Like it has to be notable what
like
the
plus
things are
50,
doing.
plus 20.
No, it doesn't.
What do you mean?
It definitely
like,
has to be notable.
Like how Joey's saying, oh, let's make all them steel type if they have armor. It can't be something like that where they all have something like just
one thing that happens.
Yeah, like something in common. Like it should be unique.
But what if there's 2 options and one thing happens if you do one thing and one thing happens if you do one thing?
The same thing every time? No.
Yes.
I don't.
every Pokemon.
I don't think the. I don't think the stats would be okay. I don't think. I legitimately don't think steel typing would be a thing. I think it is going to give you. It's going to give you
that
some
would be
type of
boring.
armor.
You know, like if every Pokemon did the same thing when they armored.
What if armor? What if armor was like Mimikry's ability almost? Instead of just defense and attack raise.
That's nasty.
For defense, you literally get like a 1 free sub type of thing, or like Minier's ability type thing. I think it makes more sense that you have attack and defense raise, but
That'd be a little disgusting. Yeah, I think for armored, I'm gonna stick to that. There's 2 different forms that you can go through: armored and shield.
and some might
And
have
armored-
maybe. I think they have a specific sort form too. I don't think they can be. I don't think they can
armored
be
is gonna
twice.
give you more defensives, and whatever the other one's called is gonna give you more attack raises. And speed and other bullshit.
Bro, I really don't. I really hope that we don't have Charizard, Mega Charizard Y, Mega Charizard X, Charizard Armored Sword, and Charizard Armored Shield. Like, please limit it to 1.
Wait, why limit?
Limit it to not limit it as in get rid of its megas and whatnot, but limit it to 1 variation that it could be, because it's already tough enough to deal with certain Pokemon because of Z moves, because of
What makes you guys think they won't get rid of Mega Stones?
because they had them in
The
Let's
fact that
Go.
they didn't get
They
rid
had
of
them
them
in
last
Let's
gen.
Go.
Yeah, and they didn't
But
get
that's
rid of
just
that
Let's
either.
Go. Let's Go isn't.
They didn't get rid of them last gen. They didn't get rid of them in Let's Go.
That's because they added more to Sun and Moon.
They didn't add any Mega to Sun and Moon. We literally had an
They
Ultra
didn't add
Burst.
any Mega Stones to
No,
Sun
it
and Moon.
was the same one. They literally just brought them back.
Yeah.
I think that's a long-standing gimmick because they went through the whole. Hey, it's not simple like getting rid of gems.
Yeah. It's
Like,
a, it's
this
a
is a
huge thing.
whole-
This is a whole other Pokemon. Like,
This is also a whole gameplay mechanic, and it has a whole animation. It has items and stuff around it.
yeah, exactly.
It's not going. Their Pokemon created for this. It's not like Shadow Pokemon where you can just forget they existed.
Because your
These are
goal is to purify.
documented mons.
Yep, exactly, agreed. Documented, literally staples in the freaking anime.
Like when you go into your decks, you're gonna see a Mega form.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't. Then if there are Megas and armors, that means the armors can't actually be that powerful. That's what that tells me. That the armored evolutions aren't that significant.
Why does that tell you that, though?
Because how are you gonna have both of them in the same?
Well, think
in
about
the
it like
same
this.
I mean, they're
Think
gonna
about,
just do different things.
Moet, think about it like this. If Armored Evolutions is their new Z moves, is their new Megas, have they never not been powerful? We literally had gems, which were so good they got banned. We had Megas, which some were so good they got banned. And they are literally an increase in the Pokemon, except for maybe a handful. Then we had Z moves, which should be banned, in my opinion. Because they give Pokemon this way of breaking through Pokemon they never had any business checking, right? My Jirachi should not be able to knock out Heatran with all-out pummeling Drain Punch, right? Just to give you...
I'm pretty sure that doesn't knock anything out.
I'm pretty
Ever.
sure
offensive Heatran dies. I literally saw it in OST.
Yo, we're talking shit. He shut you right down.
Yeah. But...
no, so those are good points, but the thing is that imagine actually saying, okay, we have all this other shit that people can do. We have Mega Evolution. They can Mega in the game. They can Z move in the game. So Z moves are still gonna be there.
Right.
We're not gonna drop Z moves.
I mean, I would love if they did drop Z moves. I think that would at least get rid of some of the surprise aspect for certain Pokemon.
I just don't see 5 different broken things being in the game at the same time.
So the one thing why I don't think they... Oh, you can go, Guardy.
Yeah, no. Think about it this way though. Why would they bother giving these things full-blown animations and cutscenes?
No, I agree. I agree. Mega Evolutions, it actually makes sense now I think about it. They already did it.
No, I'm talking about Z moves as well. Like they have.
Were Z moves in Let's Go?
No, there was no items.
There's no items.
But
right?
Megas were in Let's Go. They just were.
That's what I said.
Those
So
are
I agree with the
Pokemon.
Mega Stones.
That's different.
I agree with the Mega Stones. I think the Mega Stones makes sense actually that they will be in there. But they didn't draw any of the Z move animations. So they might drop those.
So what you're saying is, Mo, that the Pokemon Ultra Necrozma is just not going to exist anymore.
This doesn't make sense, man. This game doesn't make any fucking sense.
Because
It's just armored monsters, dude. You're gonna have an armored Megaton X. That's just it. That's just what's gonna happen.
For fuck's sake. So they're gonna have. You're telling me right now they're gonna have Z moves, Megas, and armored Pokemon.
And armor running around in the
Bro,
same
bro,
region, in the same area
Bro,
of play.
this
Yeah.
might be the
Holy
first time in competitive Pokemon history where we have a limited ladder and a full-blown unbalanced ladder like that.
Hold
type of
on,
thing.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, I'm just saying, bro. We have a banned ladder, we have a limited, and we have the standard format. Like, we might actually get, if armored Pokemon are allowed, and you're allowed to have a Mega, and you're allowed to have a Z move on your thing, and there is nothing that shows you. That's a big thing too. And there is nothing that shows you that what you're fighting can be.
It could be Mega Charizard. It could be Armored Charizard.
Exactly.
Hold
Exactly.
on, wait,
Exactly.
wait,
There's
wait,
absolutely nothing that shows. And the thing is, in Gen 5, we did have one way, but PO never adapted to it. But Landers, for example, had to be in a Dream Ball to have its certain ability. It wasn't Sand Force, it was Sheer Force, if I'm not mistaken. So if we don't have something specific like that, where like you can't have an armored Pokemon unless it's in an armored Pokeball, which I think if that is the case, like let's say it is the case where you can only have it in an armored Pokeball, Showdown needs to show you an armored Pokeball in the team preview.
Nope.
Because you,
But how would they show you it? They would just put
all
the
they have to
icon.
do is when they show you them when they show them 6 Pokeballs, there's like a little armor insignia over it. Because when in the anime,
don't show the
when you
Pokeballs.
have a Pokeball around your belt, they look exactly like you have, bro. They look exactly like the ball you caught them in. So
Hey, all I know is
How would that
competitive
would-
might actually be playable again.
because it's so broken, or because they have a banned
Because
limited
it's so
format,
nut packed.
bro. They already.
Like I think that's when Pokemon's at its most fun is when we don't have an actual detailed metagame.
Bro, on the real, when we don't have Pokemon like Pex and Selly and Mag and whatever running the meta,
Or
where
better
everything's
yet-
so broken, what, nothing's broken? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I was about to say when we have those mons, but we have things to counteract those mons.
Yeah, and there's gonna be a lot of bans. I can already.
Because I'm tired of you cowards banning everything.
Bro, I'm pro life when it comes to Pokemon, man. I want everything unbanned. I'd be okay running around
What?
with.
Go play Ubers then. That's
Bro,
your
I
tier.
do play Ubers, but I'm just saying, bro, if this is real life, man, and,
No, I'm not talking
and
about
real life
Ubers
was
again.
based on
Don't-
regions,
don't-
was based on that, I would be fine with running around and I see a Chikorita next to me, and on my right I have a Reshiram running next to me. Like, I'd be okay with that. Let me.
Gator, don't disrespect me.
But anyway, in that case though, I know for Gen 8, plans are to drop everything that's not a covered legendary. They're gonna let everything be OU at a point. Literally in the beginning, they're gonna let everything. So OU is gonna be a giant mess for a long time, but it's also gonna be a lot of fun because of that. Because nothing will be inherently more broken than something else because everything is broken. So I'm okay with that. I'm
There'll
okay.
be a couple things that'll be broken.
Oh, of course.
But it's impossible to immediately point it out because there's 900 plus Pokemon. I think that'd be.
You might get 1,000 plus.
Hey,
There are
hey, who
about
knows?
to be
So
no.
what do you-
Is that
We're
saying
getting like 30 new
available
Pokemon.
immediately?
Calm down.
Everybody get 1,000 plus.
Okay. We're probably realistically, I would say 60 new Pokemon, armored forms, and then part of those 60 Pokemon are regional variants, which I'm okay with too.
They gonna put 150 new. Yakuzaya's son got all them Pokemon ideas in his head. You know what he do.
Nah.
Hey,
we
would you guys be against regional variants as long as they're not on? I mean, I don't really care if they are only Gen 1, but would you be
I don't want
against
to see
regional
your
variants?
fucking Galarian form. I don't want to see that bullshit.
Galarian form? You don't want to see a Galarian form? You don't-
Keep it to yourself.
Why?
I mean,
I think regional variants
I
were one of the
wouldn't
best
rule
things.
out regional variants. Actually, yes, I would because the way that they showed that shit, there's hoot and shit out there, man.
I was actually, I got in the beginning of the trailer, I was tweeting, I was like, stop showing me old Pokemon.
Dog, they showed me Munchlax, Pikachu, fucking Hoot.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I was like,
Regional
What's wrong with y'all?
bro.
It's just way to take up more space for other Pokemon. Just make me new Pokemon. I don't want to
No,
see.
but I mean, new Pokemon, regional variants are, even though they have the same Pokedex numbers,
they make
they're still
150
new
new Pokemon. Then yes, you can make your.
I
regional
don't
variant.
think they're gonna make 150. I think 60 to 100 will actually be around what we have, and I do think some of them are gonna be regional variants. But I would love to see,
keep 'em.
you know, a steel type Cyndaquil running around, right? I would
I
love
don't
to
want
see.
that.
I don't want that. Keep it.
Why,
Do I get my 150?
bro? I'm
You
telling you,
ain't getting your 150.
Hold on,
150 is out of the question,
yeah,
dog.
nobody getting no 150, bro. They ain't gonna give it.
You're getting 30 to 60.
Yeah, we ain't getting the
Joey
black and white
pushing it with
treatment.
100.
Bro, we ain't getting the black and white treatment, okay? It's already tough enough for them to market over 900 Pokemon as it is. I know Pokemon is.
No, it's great. Keep going. I can't wait till the day they say Pokemon has over 2,000
Bro,
Pokemon. running
bro, I
around.
can't wait.
That'd be
and then,
dope.
And then we get OU, we get like OUX, we get like OUZ, we get OU beta. Yo, I cannot wait for that, bro.
Let's keep going.
I'd love to have a bunch of Mons. It's just I guess that's not in their plan. They can prove me wrong. If they do give us 150 or so new Mons, great. But I know from the last 2 generations that I'm getting 30 to 60.
I
Oh, is that
do
how many
think
they
30. I
added
think
in
30 is a
Dynamite?
little bit
How
too
many
low
they added?
considering it's the
Black and
Switch.
white, they add, or not black and white. X and Y, they added like 60 or something, and then they added megas.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they added another 60 or so.
I do
regional
think
variants
that because
in
this is
some-
on the Switch though, and it's literally Pokemon's first new generation on the Switch, we will get something big. Obviously, unfortunately, they kind of have to. Like,
You can't compete
like
at
personally,
150.
like me speaking, I love the way they. Me speaking, I love the way they approach Black and White. A totally new region, right, and totally new Pokemon. And then Black and White 2, obviously, you can get your old Pokemon, but I know there was a lot of backlash at the time too. So obviously they gotta learn everybody with
For
their
Black and White
Pikachus.
too?
And for Black and White, there was a lot of
Oh,
people
at the
upset
time.
that they couldn't find their Pikachu. That they weren't running into Zubats in the caves. They were running
Man,
into
fuck
Wubats.
them.
Yeah, like, a real talk. I do not.
I
buy
ran into Zubat every generation before 5. Shut up.
Yep. I run into Zubat in Pokemon Go. Still a pain to catch.
God.
Everywhere. I am a little bit sad though that based on what we've seen in the trailer, it looks like they got rid of certain elements that were in Let's Go. I would not have minded overworld Pokemon, especially in a new game. Obviously, catching it could go back to the regular catching mechanic. I'd be completely fine with that.
I
But
definitely like to avoid battles without having to buy repels.
exactly. I
Go
love avoiding
ahead and
battles.
post in the comments buy repels. You'll be blacklisted.
I thought that was interesting, and that's what makes me think that this isn't. That this is just. I don't even know if this was gameplay. They might just animate this shit out real quick, just to
It
throw this
said-
on
Yo,
you.
say that
you
somewhere, like,
They said
you
this
got a
footage
lot
is
of
not.
faith.
It says footage is
Okay,
not.
no,
accurate.
that's when they were showing off the
the
starter.
trailer, yeah,
That's
yeah.
because that was created on a computer for the computer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They might just animate that shit out real quick, and we're just like, hey, throw this up
Animate
for
it
these
real
guys.
quick.
Yeah.
Real quick, bro. That's it.
Just throw shit up for these niggas. Bro, come on. I'm gonna give Pokemon the benefit of the doubt, and
I'm not.
Say, hey, this game gonna be clean. That it's not gonna have it's not gonna look like the 3DS on the Switch. It's gonna be 60 FPS, and this shit.
Do you want to know why I'm not giving them the benefit? Because I've been in the trenches on every release date, sitting here getting sad as fuck when I don't get what I want. So I know what to expect. You can't spit in my face anymore.
Obviously, we all want a new game. We all want a great experience playing it. I am a little bit sad that it looks like, because I really do think the overworlds were some of the best things in about Let's Go. It was the first game in a long time that I felt like I wanted to catch everything, right? Like I literally completed I think almost everybody completed the Pokedex. Not almost everybody, but I know Gator did. I know you did, Guardy. I know Shofu did as well. I did.
Yeah, because it's a lot easier.
It's a lot easier. It's a lot more fun. The immersion is there too because it actually feels like, in a Pokemon world, right? I don't want to walk up in the grass and be jumped by Rattata. I want to see
I
them
do not
running.
want that. I want to walk in a cave and see the Zubat flying towards me.
Yeah.
It's not even that. I want to walk into a cave in a new region and see some shit I've never seen before. I want to walk onto Route 1 and not see a fucking Zigzagoon, Kalos. Thank you.
Yeah. I do not give me Route 1 Zigzagoon. Do not give me Route 1 Bidoof. Don't give me Route 1 Pidgey. I am so tired of that. Yo, bro, you already know. Actually, yo, forget that. We're seeing Route 1 Hoo-Hoo. It's already confirmed. Route 1
Yeah, they
Hoo-Hoo.
showed me a Hoo-Hoo. Like, what?
Route 6 Pikachu.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. I mess with that whole line, but it's just like
Yo, Hoo-Hoo knocked out clean. But
it's a new place. Show me some new stuff. You
Yeah.
even showed me new trainer types.
please
Like,
don't
come on,
make
dog.
it like Sun and Moon in a sense that Sun and Moon, it was so hard to find the new Pokemon. Why did I have to chain Corsola to get Toxapex to appear? Now that lore is very cool. But the percentage chance for
Wait.
Toxapex to appear, because basically
Yeah, so-
Toxapex eats Corsola, Moet. So you chain Corsola, they would call for other Corsola, and eventually a Toxapex would come because it'd be lured out by the Corsola calls, which makes a lot of sense and it's very cool. But the chance was so low to get Toxapex to appear. Also, fishing for Dhelmise makes a ton of sense. It's an anchor. You're fishing by boats. That's awesome. But the chance was so low for it to appear. Like, why? This is
That
a
was
new
everything
game.
though. Everything. I actually took a look in the files later on in the game. Everything had like 30% or lower.
That's ridiculous.
Besides like Young Goose and and shit
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
wanted.
But that's absolutely like I liked their Route 1 because we had Young Goose, Pricky Peck, and Charger Bug, right? I'm good
Yeah,
with
and
that.
then we
Those
also
are all
had
new.
fucking bullshit out there.
Yeah, Rockruff as
Damn
well.
rat.
Yep.
So no, Rockruff was hidden.
Rockruff was clean. Rockruff was clean. Why was Necrozma not part of the first game? Just chilling in a cave. But yeah, I really don't want that.
I mean,
though.
because it's the third legendary.
Yeah, but like,
Those guys are never part of the game.
There's literally nothing behind it though. I don't know.
First
I just
go around, those guys are never part of the game.
I just want from a new game, when I walk into a field, I want to see nothing but brand new Pokemon, you know, for a long time. That's why I love the way Black and White did it, and I was fine with the way Black and White 2 did it, because afterwards they mixed it up. I already had my fill with new Pokemon in Black and White. Black and White 2, okay, I might have missed this Pokemon. I'm completely fine with it doing it that way. But
I saw saying, I'm looking at this. I looked over this video again, and this shit looks like it was rendered for the 3DS. That's all.
Exactly. Thank you.
The Pikachu
Game
sprite,
ugly.
the Pikachu sprite does look
I'm
like.
saying, I'm saying that because I'm
3DS.
saying that all they wanted to do was always.
Oh, they wanted to just put something out?
They just wanted to put something out. They rendered
crazy.
the shit 3DS real quick. Alright,
Yo.
that's it.
I will see you when that issue of Koro drops, and it's the same shit.
But I'll be real though, like graphics don't matter as much for me when it comes to Pokemon. I'm completely fine playing red and blue
No,
and
you
yellow.
gotta
again.
hold these people to a standard.
No, I
Well,
agree.
no.
I agree.
Here's the thing.
I
Like,
agree.
It's,
There you can go.
I'm not like super upset. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, we finally have this
Because
powerful
this
console.
is the game that your main team was working on after Ultra Sun and Moon. This is 2 years of work,
Yeah.
even longer maybe. Like
Would-
I just don't understand.
Would you be upset if it looked like the?
About?
We're just talking about like, we're just talking about everything Gator now. We kind of moved on from the original.
All right, I won my game, by the way. Just
Yeah,
so you
I
know.
could tell you got off league and you weren't mad, and I didn't hear you smack your keyboard. So.
Yeah, see, Rage Baby. I told you earlier.
But yeah, I wouldn't have minded obviously if it looked like the trailer itself. Like, you know, when Score Bunny came out, I think that would have been clean. I think they definitely had the tools to make it look like Breath of the Wild. They did. They 100%.
I don't want them to make it
What?
look like that. What I want is just update those models. Like, you don't need to do anything crazy. Just make them not 240p. That's all. I don't care if it's 480p or 720p. Just make the people
That
not
can't be.
look
That's
rough.
not finalized. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do when it's finalized, but it's not that. It has to look at least like Let's Go quality.
You see, you're saying it has to. It has
It
to.
has,
but
like, it has to.
but
then-
here's the thing. Let's go. What was stylized in that halfway between Sun and Moon and the HD 6th gen models. Not 6th gen.
the game has
I think
to
it
look
has
good.
to look better than Let's
But I
Go.
mean,
Literally
Let's Go
has
still
to
look great.
If
Like
it looks bad,
certain
then
Pokemon look.
it's a bad game.
Yeah, certain Pokemon look great though. But then again, like going back to Black and White, like when they made that change, like I used to think Black and White looked terrible when I was playing through it, but I actually
because it was rough looking and then the sprites and stuff like
exactly. But then like going back, I love it, right? Like I thought that was such a cool thing. So like for me, graphics isn't the obviously we should hold Pokemon up to a standard. They have been doing this for 20 plus years, right? And they are like what the #1 game franchise for.
that. Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Well, okay.
They're a top game
yeah,
franchise.
for
let's leave it at that.
RPGs.
Still not.
No?
No, hell no.
Who's higher?
Who would be bigger
Fuck
in RPGs than Pokemon?
What do you mean? There's a bunch of bigger RPG. Final Fantasy. We're talking
Okay,
about RPGs now. We're not talking about just Pokemon.
You're right. You're right. All right,
That's
So let's relax.
it's a top, okay, fine. It's a top 10. It's a top 10 RPG in the world. That's fine.
Just don't put a number. Just say top.
It's a top RPG in the world. They have the money. They have the tools. Like, money is not a problem. You can look at the money is not a problem. They can put whatever. That's the problem. They know that whatever they pull out, we're gonna buy it. I can say whatever I want and I'm gonna buy it. This is why I'm also content with graphics because I'm used to certain thing. And I'm more so into I want to catch new Pokemon. That's my favorite part, and I want to battle with
You
competitors.
guys see this this city at the top and how it looks like the
Pass a screenshot
it looks like the
so I can put it on the video.
I saw the signs and I was like, oh, Pokemon Z, back to Kalos,
what's the
and
what's
then they lied to me.
This is the one.
What's the thing at the end of the 3rd gen that you could do
What are you talking about?
with
The Frontier?
Battle Factory? There we go. It looks like the frontier at the top of this mountain.
Pass me the.
Where's
pass
the
me
picture?
map.
What picture?
Pass me the map. Like you're literally looking at it and telling us and posting it.
That's just
You
a
draw?
factory though.
Bro, on the real, What do you guys think about the that image though? Would you have been okay with Pokemon looking like how they look in the trailer?
Hold on 1 second.
Is that
You
it?
talking
They
about
look like
this
that
thing
in
here,
game?
this
Yeah.
animation here?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's fine.
I think that's what Pokemon should look like. But once again, it was just
Oh my
easier.
God.
It was just easier to dump out the models onto this game. I think that's what it is. I think this is just their hey, we finished the background, so in the meantime, we're just gonna dump all of these old assets onto these new backgrounds.
Yo, Moet posted 10 different things, bro. I'm getting. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
This is it. This is what I was looking at, and I was looking at the very top of it.
That's the league.
Isn't that the stadium thing?
That's like,
Or whatever?
Yeah.
isn't that the Pokemon League type thing? Yeah. Looks
So
like we're
you
gonna go
go
through.
into each
Looks like we're gonna go
one,
through
each
Victory
one
Road
after
again,
that.
the mountain, via train. You see that via train?
Well, yeah, it's a big city. No, that's not.
Actually, no, that's not a league at all. That's a
No,
city.
that's not the league. I think the league is before that. The castle down here.
What?
No.
Dude, this
I
region,
don't think it's the
region is
castle at
this
all.
region is huge. By the way, this region is
This
absolutely
region is
huge.
actually really big.
It is big, which I'm
But
good
this,
with.
this
I'm
back
good with
here just
exploring.
reminds me of the frontier. That's what it looks like. Because all these different buildings with the Pokemon symbol on it makes it seem like that's where you would go to battle whatever leader had.
Yeah,
And that
gym.
top one would be whoever this Sky's Needle Tower in Seattle. That would be. where the
I
leader-
feel like the league should be up here because this is an attraction.
Yeah.
The league is a big thing. That's their Super Bowl. That's their big league game. So why wouldn't it be up in the I guess the entertainment district is what you could call that up there,
I can see it.
since it's all got the lights and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the league would be up here too. I also think a big.
I don't think it's this old jank ass castle down here.
That castle is not jank.
Is there any? is there,
Jank as fuck.
is there any elements from Let's Go
Oh,
that you would
do you
want
see
to
this?
see
Wait.
go into this though?
Oh, I guess that's the
Um,
gym right there to the left, right here. This little purple building.
Like hard removal of HMs and HM substitutes.
I'm good with them being
Really
gone
all I
too.
want.
Yes.
Go with them being
No
gone too.
more.
I was happy that Surf was like a TM.
Like I already know that HMs are gone. They're gonna be TMs, but I'd like to not have to go find Surf or be given strength or anything like that. Just give me the substitute.
I think the bag in your the box in your bag is awesome. I very much
Box
like
and
that.
bag.
The nickname thing.
I think that Poke Ride from 7th Gen should be a thing that's available as an HM substitute instead of what Let's Go did with it, where it was just kind of like things just showed up.
Oh yeah, you're riding on your EV.
You had the surfboard, or you could ride on your Watermons or anything like that. Just give me the substitute. Like the Sharpedo ride and the Lapras thing was cool.
Do you care for Pokemon following you?
I mean, they can add that. I'm not an advocate for that.
It didn't look like it was in the game.
That shit's just gonna drop my FPS and it's gonna piss me off. So.
It didn't look like it was in the game because you saw the character running around in the trailer.
This game is not 60 FPS. Holy shit.
Of course not.
What do you mean? Of course not.
It's on the Switch, dude.
Of course not.
Wait, it could be 60 FPS.
And look like shit.
It could look great.
I
Dude,
just don't want
nothing's fine.
to I just don't want my Primal Groudon to Primal Revert, right? And my entire thing lags. I don't want
Yeah,
that.
it's gonna
There's
revert
no
your FPS to
reason.
3.
There's no reason for you to mega
Bro.
and your frames drop to 15.
Bro,
That's
if I have Primal Groudon out, my opponent has Kyogre, and it's a double battle, and they also have a Z-move user, and I also have an armored Pokemon, and
Playing on
and we're
Wi-Fi
doing
is
this
unplayable.
all in the first turn,
Unplayable.
my game better not lag. I'll
about
be
to crash.
very mad.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for my game to actually crash. Because when it happens, I'm going. I'm
I
going to
thought the
Japan.
Switch had like did the Switch got like a 1080 Ti or some other bullshit in it?
Man,
like,
the Switch is a rubbish console by itself. Their hardware is still behind on the times. I mean, they can still push out quality games. Like, their games will still look good, but there'll still be frame drops and shit like that, dude.
Let's see.
The only games that don't have frame drops are the Mario games. But even in that, the people look like the NPCs look rough.
Hey, they did, but that game was clean. All right, so let's go. Let's wrap it up because like we obviously got off track from what the original thing was.
Bro,
which is
I have
fair.
no idea y'all been talking about for like the last 30 minutes.
So Armored Evolutions.
Look at the 2-digit IQ man.
Armored Evolutions, either a sword or shield form for a Pokemon, limited to that. Maybe like your starter, or maybe maybe your starter, or maybe the legendary can probably have two, right? A sword and a shield form. I severely doubt it would raise your speed, but attack and defense make the most sense. I'd be okay with a Metal Snake and a Wooden Horse.
The attack one should raise your speed too.
Why?
Because that's such your.
Bro, you know how heavy armor is?
Faster?
Even light armor. Like, they're not shoes. We're talking about straight up armor.
I'm sure I can find a game that has armor that would boost your speed.
There's plenty of
I'm
games that was.
Maybe
sure.
like feather armor, sure. But this is
Okay,
sword.
that's different though. Like those have whatchamacallit. Those are like enchanted armor. This is just regular.
Yeah, this is just regular. We're assuming like
We
sword
don't know
and shield.
anything. It's just
Yeah, no, I don't.
But we were going off the assumption that there would be two different ones. One that would raise your defense and one that would raise your attack. I think the one that raises your attack is also going to raise your speed as well.
Okay, I mean, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Anyway, I think we're gonna end it there because we've been talking about whatever for the past whatever. But let us know your thoughts, guys. If you disagree with anything, let us know. Let us know why. If you see anything that we didn't see, let us know as well. And yeah, check out all my friends. Their links will be down below. Goodbye, everybody.